Not really impressed by this either. There's another hype train going on for the supposed fake Xbox portable console going on. And when I mean fake, I mean literally fake because uh, this is not an actual console made from Microsoft or anything like that. It's not even a console in general. What this is basically a Stream Deck console in a theoretical sense that Microsoft decided to, you know, hey, ROG, why don't we put some programs onto your uh, slim tablet, whatever called, uh, computer system, and we'll call it an Xbox Portable. Hmm? Yeah, cool. When you can do the exact same thing with this. This is a phone. Let me put some controls on it. Shrink, shrink. Yes, the Xbox supposed portable console is not really an actual console. It's just a slim Jim PC that's like the Steam Deck that a ROG or a Zeus, should I say, as his company is, that is building a small, slim PC that has joysticks on the side for some stupid reason. Um, and Microsoft is like, oh, we'll put some of our apps and programs to it. But it's not really their console. It's not really their ability. It's not nothing. They put, like, oh my gosh, like an app for the ability to use xCloud. Like it even says on the website that if you go to their website about this, it says it plays Xbox games natively via cloud. Like I can do that with my phone. I can do that with my PC. I can do that with a tablet. It's like, why do you need this $1,000, $14,000 little somewhat PC ability? And then it's like, oh, well, then if you want to play remote, you can connect it to your Xbox console and play remote like that. Like, what was the concept for that ability before? Oh yeah, PlayStation has that with their PlayStation remote control system from the Vita or the PlayStation Portable they came out with. It is literally just a tablet with two sticks on the side that literally does nothing but remote connect to your uh, PlayStation 4 or 5 or 3, I think. I don't know. Does it? Can you connect to the PlayStation 3? I don't know. Either way. So it's not really a console in general because what a console is where basically the entire system is actually played right here on the actual system. You know, for instance, hint hint 3DS. Hint hint DS systems. Hint hint Game Boy. You know, that's called native playing console ability, not playing from wireless communication and all that crap like that, or internet. So it's not even their console. They're just putting some little throwing apps and going and calling it a day. It's like I can do that with anything. X Cloud, Xbox Cloud has all the games via a cloud like that. It's like, oh yeah, cool. So Asus ROG Ally X or so forth, Xbox ability. So it's a micro PC and tablet form with two junky controllers on the side. Whoopee. The reason why we didn't have, tablets with joysticks on the side, we learned the failure point to them is that those joysticks on the side not only obnoxious, but you have to bring your entire tablet like super far away, and they're like obnoxious to hold. It's like you're holding a big giant freaking trucker steering wheel and trying to like. And I think another company actually understood the failure point that, and they didn't come out with that anymore. Razer, for instance, tried to make the concept a few times, and they basically just gave the middle finger and said, you know what? No, this concept does not work worth crap. Screw it. So I don't know why the Steam Deck and these other kind of stupid tablets with built-in joysticks on the side even came to a conclusion that this would be fantastic, because this is like the most failures thing ever made. Like, who wants to have a big giant tablet with control sticks on the side when you normally bring something like this that is way more comfortable to hold, makes your hands much more closer to you, and you can put the tablet on this right there in front of you and have it actually more easy to, you know, do. Like, seriously, it's just obnoxious. Like, even for people that have their phones, for instance, don't want the stupid little joysticks on the side of their phone, like having so wide of a phone real estate and whatnot. It's already bad enough that people complain about how phones are tiny screens when, if you look back on the GBA Micro, for instance, that was like literally a 2-inch screen, and people literally had to have their face like glued, like right here. And that's only with 4 buttons: a D-pad, A, B, and start menu. Okay, maybe it had 6 buttons because the L and R button's on top. But seriously, like, people are literally gonna buy this out. Like, I don't get what people are thinking. Like, where are people's mindsets? It's a cool, neat ability for a kind of a netbook style with decent gaming performance, but other than that, I don't really see any benefit to it, especially being an Xbox portable console, theoretically, when it's not even an Xbox portable console. Like, seriously, throwing in xCloud and calling it a portable console and some little native X uh, apps to the system. Whoa. Like, seriously, I'd rather look at the PS Vita. At least the company actually built that from the ground up instead of just like, hey, boop, boop, boop. Can you build us this kind of console with this ability and jazz like that? Yeah, that's good. Cool, awesome. We'll wait. It's like, Nintendo didn't go to another company and say, oh, can you build us the Switch? Sony didn't go, hey, can you build us the PS5? No. They built it from the ground up. They didn't go to the ground company like, oh yeah, look, we'll take this and, use it for our own advantage point. It's like, what? Out of all these years that everybody's been dying for an actual portable console from freaking Microsoft, they just come up with this concept of using xCloud and X stream from their already home Xbox box, when you can already do that with your phone. Like, who's gonna buy $1,000 system just for that ability specifically? I mean, people are already bad enough wanting to have the prices for gaming laptops to be reduced, and now you're getting a console, like a tablet with 2 controllers permanently attached to the side of it, that does literally about 30 to 40% of what an actual gaming laptop can actually do at its potential ability. Actually, no, I probably went a little too high. Maybe about less than 30%. Because it uses a built-in integrated semi-discrete APU, GPU system ability. Like, for that price, you can literally get a full-fledged gaming laptop with the most recent 5K series of GPU that will literally blow that little tablet thing beyond words by far. Even with the lowest spec GPU, that thing would still blow away. That laptop will still blow away that little handheld tablet with built-in controllers for that price. And still the exact same thing for the Xbox Cloud games. So I'm I'm still itching my head on like where's the hype, where's the coolness, where's the actual reality of how bad to the bone this console is. If well, it's not even a console, it's just a freaking little portable tablet that's semi-powerful. Maybe a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck, which is still, but yeah. Hmm. Somebody needs to tell me what they think of this because my mind is just, like, what are people thinking? It's the same thing like the Nintendo Switch 2. It's like, what are people thinking? You're gonna buy this and you have literally no clue what you're doing. Like, wow. I guess some people are coming in this because they think that I have the real console or something. But no, I'm just talking about how, like, uh, brainless that a lot of people are because it's just like, what are people thinking about this? Like, is it actually a real console? No. Like, what's the concept of this entire hype train dealio? For the 5 people that are here staring at my face like a doofus. What do you guys actually think of this system? Like, seriously. Thank you, humble dude. Exactly, that's what I think. It's just another freaking tablet, PC, Windows 11. It's nothing. It's not an Xbox portable console because it doesn't run native games on the actual console. It's just freaking cloud based, which I can literally do with my phone. Like I said, it's nothing. It's a slightly more powerful version of the Steam Deck. Whoopee. But again, if you want an actual system that's gonna cost $1,000, get yourself a gaming laptop. It's gonna be most fantastic thing ever, and it's gonna blow away by a million times more because even with the lowest GPU system, it's gonna be more discrete. It's gonna have more power. And it's gonna just be better. For that price, you can literally get a cheap gaming PC laptop. Sorry, like seriously, and it does the exact same thing. You can still use it for Xbox because Xbox Cloud is a wireless communication thing from your home network. It's just like GeForce Now. That's how xCloud is. It's like no brainer. Like, why do you need this thing when you can do that from your computer? You can do that from your freaking phones. You can do that from a tablet. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a cool concept and whatnot. I need something portable, and a handheld makes it so much easier to carry around. Dude, a laptop is so much easier to carry around too, especially if you just go with the 14-inch. This flood of handhelds will be nothing more than a novelty soon to be banned, and of course, Sony will enter at the worst possible time. They already did, dude. They already tried this. Have you ever heard of the PlayStation Portal? Look on Amazon. PlayStation Portable. I mean, PlayStation Portal. Yeah. Portal. You know, like Portal, the game. That's what the freaking. That's what this is. It's not an actual. Well, it's an actual PC ability. Yeah. But the concept of what they're talking about with Xbox being, what this is just cloud base and remote play. That's it. It's the exact same thing as what the Portal is for the PlayStation. It's not an actual dedicated Xbox gaming system. There's no native integrated ability for playing Xbox games natively on the handheld. It's the same thing as playing from the cloud. That's what they have. He literally says on their website, it plays natively via cloud. Look at the website of this information for the little thing, and it'll say yes. If you want to play Xbox, it'll play natively via cloud, and if you want to play from Xbox, your home console, you can play remote style via like Nvidia's streaming thing when they had their Shield concept, where like the 600 series and above all had the ability to remote stream PC games from their specialized GPUs to your Shield portable controller. That's the exact same thing as what this is for Microsoft's thing. Yeah, you can do the exact same thing with Windows. I mean, your laptop. Like, why would you pay $1,000 when you can buy a 14-inch laptop that does far more superior performance than this little handheld tablet ability? Because, like I just said, they're using the APU Nav 3 or 2 or something like that. That's a GPU and CPU in one with somewhat dedicated GPU performance, but it only runs a little bit more better than what you would get from the Steam Deck. And those games run literally at the lowest setting for most high-end games. When you can get a decent gaming laptop for the exact same price and run games at literally over medium to high performance at like 1080 to 4K resolution. And this is the exact same size. Like, what is this? What? It's 11 inch? Okay, so it's like 3 to 4 inches larger. Who cares? You get way more powerful performance for the same price. And instead of having to use, I don't know why my phone dinged. And instead of having the crappy integrated controllers on the side of the stupid thing, you can actually use one of these natively. So yeah, it does come with Windows 11 jazz like that, but it doesn't make any sense. Like you're paying basically very overpriced for a tablet in a sense. Sure, it's a PC tablet. I will admit that's cool, but having the freaking controllers integrated onto the side of it is just stupid. Like I just mentioned before, Razer tried to do this entire concept and it failed miserably. They even tried to do it with a connection system to a normal tablet with controllers as an add-on, and they still didn't like the concept. So they basically ditched the idea. So why is this even a concept thing now? When this is the most failure point ever in most tablet designs. Like seriously, having integrated controllers on the side of this screen is just like, dude, dude, if I ever see freaking Microsoft make their own console, that would be freaking amazing. But they've been hyping about this thing for a lot of crap and a lot of time. They can't. They, I'm sorry, they can't. They tried the concept for a long time and trying to talk about this and this and this. They can barely even get their home consoles to work correctly. How are they gonna freaking get a portable one to work correctly? Okay? It's doubtful. Like, how many remakes they had to do with freaking Xbox 360? Like, Xbox 360, Xbox 360S, Xbox 360, this, Super Slim, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox X, Xbox XX, X, S, XSS, whatever. Like, they can't. The same failure point as with Sony's concept of freaking the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, where they basically just try and microsize everything, reduce a little bit power performance and all that stuff, and then they have another console that basically says, "Oh, we're giving you a little bit more power performance on the same console that we gave like literally 3 years ago." So basically, everybody that bought this console is giving the middle finger and said, "Screw you guys, we'll give you more performance to the people that waited 3 years for buying their console." With the PlayStation 5 Pro, that's even more obnoxiously big. Dude, my last stream I just made, I was talking about that. The Nintendo 2 hype is nothing. There's nothing new. Like, it's literally not even a new concept. You know what new concept I've thought of how, uh, close it is of Nintendo? This is the normal 3DS. I've had this since day one launch. I bought the new 3DS, and after just barely a year, the C-Stake broke. I had to switch back to this sucker. And guess what? The new 3DS was launched like, I don't know, long ways away. And it's just slightly an upgrade for processing power, a little bit bonus for, NES Virtual Console, and maybe some slight little special games that use the higher processing ability. And it has, the infrared face tracking thing that sucks beans. Two buttons on the back instead of, four buttons in the back instead. But they didn't do anything with the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is basically the same version as the new 3DS. They didn't change anything, just slightly upgrade processability, and that's it. I just mentioned on that other video, and it's literally nothing special. Like, the Joy-Cons, I expected them to improve and fix up the problem that they had with the extended range performance Bluetooth 3.0. No, it's the same Bluetooth 3.0 crap. So they're gonna have the same amount of issues that they had with the start of the Switch 1. So everybody's gonna literally go nuts with that. And they didn't make it magnetic joysticks. They're still the rubbing potentiometer joysticks with the Switch console of the Switch 2. The screen's bigger. Oh yeah, whoopee. Who gives a freak? Um, and also the dock. It's the same kind of deal with the dock. A lot of people hate the dock because it scratched the screen of the plastic screen. They saw this exact same dock design. So Nintendo literally didn't do any improvements, anything. They just kind of gave a little bit more processing power. Their game lineup sucks to beans. So I don't know how the console sold 3 million within 24 hours. Like, are everybody just literally throwing money out to Nintendo and not even thinking with their brains? Has active cooling? I don't. I haven't seen active cooling with the dock. You gotta show me a link because I have not seen any. The dock just looks like a piece of plastic, like the same thing as the Switch 1. I've not seen any kind of fan dock, piss, whatever with that. It's got a fan built into the console. The Switch already did that too. But in the dock itself, when you dock the little tablet into it, I don't think that has a fan in it to improve the internal fan. Let me look. Oh, okay. Here's a teardown of the dock. If it freaking plays on YouTube. If it freaking plays. Thank you. Also, the fan is built into the freaking port system. Oh no, there's. Yeah, I'm watching him unscrew the plastic right now. Why is it obnoxious open? They always love. Console makers always love to put little screws under the rubber pads. And Nintendo's done that since the Wii. I don't know about the GameCube though. So there's a metal shroud on the right where all the ports are. Okay, amazing. Did they put the most smallest piss fan in there? And let's use oh my gosh. Dang. They literally put the most smallest piss fan in there, and it's literally over, like, underneath the port selection. That's not the fan for the freaking console. That's not even for the freaking console. That's for just to keep the ports cool. It's for the dock chipset. There's no throne. Oh my gosh, are you? Yeah, what? Yeah, it's for the it's it's to keep the freaking dock ports cool. So you can run 4K at 60 hertz or 120 hertz at HD. Wow, that's obnoxious. Could have made the, like, seriously, the entire plastic backing of that is just wow. Like, with so much plastic you can have on that, you can literally turn that into much more better than just making such a huge plastic hunk of junk. I'm pretty sure a lot of third-party options are literally going to be taking advantage of that and, like, definitely putting like 4 times more bigger fans, not only for the console when it's docked, but also for the accessory power port system to make, such an amount of power ability. That's going away from this entire stupid thing from Xbox. Like, yeah, like seriously, it's a neat thing. It's a neat idea, but I don't see Microsoft making any kind of portable console for a long time, especially since a lot of their games have no portable ability whatsoever. And the only reason that they're actually widespread is because they made xCloud to play Xbox kind of games via from any devices in a sense. But they were failing miserably with their console ability. Stuart. Yeah. Um, BMX, I just said back in my video, get a freaking gaming laptop. It's going to be way more powerful. Even at the lowest spec, it's going to be far more powerful. Because if you compare the Steam Deck to a laptop, you're going to have literally over 70 to 80% more GPU power performance and to run any game whatsoever and above 60 frames per second. Like on for $1,000 or $15,000, what you're basically looking at for the X Ally, you're basically paying pretty much for a mid-sized gaming laptop of modern ability right now. And with the 5K series of GPUs coming around, they're going to be pretty much roughly around that for the most mid-end ability, and they're going to outperform any ability the X Ally will do by far. Like, this thing that you're looking at is basically just a little tiny tablet that's running Windows 10 with 2 integrated joysticks on the side that are just obnoxiously in the way. And it's running a APU. It's not running an actual GPU system that's really dedicated. So you're really not going to get that much really actual power. Like most games you want to play are probably going to be limited to maybe around 40 frames per second at HD quality, or I mean full HD quality. So yeah, BMX, just get yourself an Alienware or some jazz like that. Or I would say a Acer, for instance, because Acer actually might not have the most craziest powerful laptops in the world. Dang, I really have to admit, and I'm betting everybody in this entire stream right now, no, anybody in this stream right now can admit, by far, Acer has the most quietest fans in the performance area by far. Like compared to any other laptop out there, you can run max performance and have the fans going roaring like crazy, and they won't sound like a freaking airplane trying to take off from your desk or your lap or something like that. It'll be like just the calm sound of some wind, just like instead of like this. Which, if you look at the comparison of night and day, look at Dell, their Alienware laptops. Their freaking fans are like obnoxious. But when you look at Acer, their fans are just like, wow. Yeah, peace, dude. I mean, ROG gaming laptops, yeah, okay, cool. Um, yeah. Um, but Acer laptops are freaking fantastic for their fans. Like, they have the most dedicated equipment in their fans by far. If you want a quiet freaking laptop at maximum performance, Acer's gonna blow it out of the water. Now, Asus, on the other hand, will have performance on their laptops. They'll squeeze out a little bit more performance, but I don't think they have anything else in optimization for their equipment. I mean, they make motherboards and whatnot, but they're more mass-produced stuff than really actually dedicating themselves into one kind of area of ability. So it's kind of hard. But if you want like to squeeze out the most performance out of a laptop, MSI has that area. They really tries to squeeze out the most performance they can as much as possible. You'll have customizability on those Zeus, yeah. They have a lot of un stuff and whatnot for their systems. You can do this and this and this. They have a lot of flexibility, yeah. But they are just kind of all over the place. They don't really kind of sit at a dedicated ability that's more to really controlling their performance to really be great, in a sense, I guess, would be the word. I don't know how to really mention that. It's complicated. But Zeus is pretty okay. I did like their old laptop designs, but a lot of companies' newer laptop designs are really just. And another thing, I really wish, especially with their low ends, they would actually have a lot more thicker laptops because all these thin notebooks and jazz like that are decreasing in size with thinner fan profiles and more heat tolerance jazz going on. This is just stupid. Because, like, back then, like, seriously, back in the days when the laptops were actually pretty good, they were actually, like, they were actually thick compared to new laptops that are, like, this thin nowadays. So you actually had a lot more heat control than what you did before. So now you have, like, laptops that are, like, this thin and so much heat buildup that you can't really control, and the fans have to be obnoxiously fast to try and cool down compared to that size that you had the fans not rev up so much and they had so much cooling effect. Sure, they were thick boys, but they performed great. Like, I mean, the Asus Lamborghini back then was like, dude, that's a cool looking laptop. Well, actually, you do, Stuart, because a lot of people nowadays are somehow uh, like drooling over new games that don't make any sense. Like everybody wants these new remakes of like Battlefield 1, 2, 3 that have like these super crazy graphics, but they're just remakes of the same classic games that just don't make any sense. But it's like it's really about all that graphics look and jazz like that, and it's just like they're drooling over it, and you need some more powerful performance. And it's just like everybody wants that, but then they can't play it because they don't have a modern PC ability. So yeah, if you want to play that, then yeah, you obviously need one of these. That is true. Although GeForce Now, I don't know if you've actually been in touch with how GeForce Now is actually controlling their GeForce Now system. It's actually pretty crappy. Um, because did you look at the subscription of how they're freaking people over? You only can play for about 4 hours for 4 to 5 hours for your entire month worth now. If you want to play for the entire donation of your month, you only get 100 hours of playtime. So that's literally only about 4 hours per day. I don't know who's going to actually play under 4 hours for that long, but in a pretty decent game, you're not going to really, play only for 4 hours. I mean, you get 8 hours of runtime on the maximum tier, but you're literally paying like uh, almost $60 a month for it, and you still only get about 4 hours if you want to play for the entire month. They did have, I don't know if they're going to do a sale like that. They did have a founders sale a long time ago where, like, for 6 months on high performance, it was like, I think it was like $50 for normal users, but for the founders, they only got like 26.5. So $26 and like 50 cents for 6 months on high performance for 6 months. But you have to be a founder. But even then, all subscriptions after this year is all going to be requiring only 100 hours worth of playtime. Period. So it's kind of ridiculous that GeForce Now is doing this crap because it's like you're the biggest, you're the biggest wireless PC ability, and it's always actually been 6 hours. Before they made the ultimate tier, that's always been 6 hours. The ultimate tier was just 2 hours extra for some stupid reason. I think they just did that so they can make it look like it's a wow factor, but it's really not. Um, yeah, it's just stupid their entire time fiasco. But the maximum you can technically play, if you want to play for the entire month, is only 4 hours per day. because you only have 100 hours worth of playtime per month. So new users that literally contribute to join GeForce Now are limited to that. Older users that got before 2014, 2024, can still play unlimited, I think, until 2026. And then you guys are basically on the same issue with new users. So, pretty much middle finger to everybody, in a sense. It's just stupid. And they're the only biggest PC wireless communication of ability, unless you get Shadow PC, which don't really know how fully that works. I know one big issue though is that they somehow don't have ability for AT&T network. So if you are playing wirelessly from a mobile network ability, they don't have AT&T connection ability. Like if you try to connect to their PC system, remote PC they have, you can't connect through their mobile network of AT&T. What OS does it come with? You mean the ROG Ally? Comes with Windows 11. It's not Xbox. The ROG Ally is not Xbox. It's not Xbox Pacific. It's not Xbox ability. It's just Xbox app ability, like the same thing you get with xCloud. It's not. It says it runs native Xbox games via cloud. You look on the website, it literally says that. And to remote play on your console to your little tablet controller device, it's like that. But none of your Xbox games actually play natively on the actual console, unless you basically rig it for uh, emulators, which you're not going to play modern games ability on it. Really? Because the US site does. You're lucky then, I guess. It's probably because the US is filled with a bunch of goofballs. Yeah, I thought, whoa. Yeah. Goofballs. Good balls. I thought you were the one saying that too. I was like, what? Even Australia has that cap. Ouch. Well, most people play in Sydney anyways, so I think they're trying to limit themselves from Sydney area. I don't know a lot of people in Australia that actually would play on like the west side of Australia. Yeah. Do I have an ally? No. If I bought an ally, I would probably buy a laptop instead for that price. Like seriously, why would I buy a freaking Xbox Ally? Because like I said, it doesn't actually have Xbox games built into it. It's just xCloud and X Remote. Well, it's not out yet. Well, look at the website. It just says, "Oh, the regular Ally." No. Oh, you got the slight upgrade of the Switch. Hmm. Cool, bro. Or should I say the the Switch new 2. That's what it should be called. The Switch, the Switch New 2. I just made that name up. That's hilarious. The Switch 2. The Switch New 2. Just like they made for the freaking crap 3DS. The new 3DS. Like, wow. But cool, dude. I hope to, I bet you're gonna have fun, waiting for the Metroid Prime 4 game. Hopefully that's gonna be a decent game. If not, I'm gonna be, a lot of fans are gonna be really ticked. Because I played Metroid Prime, and I have all the Metroid Prime games. And they are fan-flippin-tastic. Well, I think the only Metroid Prime game I don't have is, uh, 3 and 2, I think. I think I had 2. But I have one. I have one remake for the GBA. And I have Fusion. I have the other M that a lot of people hated about, but was actually a pretty decent talk about from, Metroid Fusion. Do I have a modded Wii? No. Why would I have a mod Wii? Cold Pizza. The Xbox Ally doesn't have Xbox games built into the console. It's a Windows 11 PC tablet that's basically like the Steam Deck, and that's it. It doesn't have Xbox. It doesn't have the games built into it. Read their website. It literally says on their website that the Xbox games play natively via a cloud, aka wireless communication. You can't you can't download Xbox games directly to the Xbox Ally or anything like that unless you emulate that. And even then, you're doing it from older games. You're not doing it from new or modern ones that a lot of people are aligned to do for this supposed concept. And even then, it's basically an overpriced xCloud ability that you can technically do with your phone or with, anything else. And you can do remote play from your phone or tablet, jazz like that from your console. So this is like not really that much difference. From Xbox Game Pass offline. Game Pass offline? Really? X. The support from Microsoft backing the handheld won't make much of a difference. You're looking at it wrong, man. All offline. So xCloud actually allows offline games. So if you can do that already from these supposed already devices, then why do you need this device? That still comes in the same factors. Why is the Xbox Alloy a big hit when it's the same thing as any other freaking thing that you can do this exact same thing from a laptop or whatnot? Yes, dude. That's the same kind of crap I've seen with Steam. It's the first handheld approved by Microsoft. Microsoft makes Windows, dude. Who doesn't approve that? Like I don't get if people don't understand that Microsoft is Xbox. Xbox, the company, is Microsoft. Microsoft did not make the console pizza. Asus did. And Xbox just slightly teamed up with putting their apps into the handheld and giving it a logo bomb. But it's not their console. They didn't build it, they didn't touch it, they didn't put any other things into it, just like that. It's just software difference. And you can do that in a freaking laptop. Economics. Wow, they put freaking Joy-Cons on joysticks on the side. No, they didn't. Asus did the same thing with X Alloy already. Oh, they put their name on it. Oh, just like the same thing as Alienware put their name on their Dell laptops. So you're buying it just because it has the name? Is that what you're doing? Oh man. Yeah, I'm buying it because it has the name Xbox. Not buying it just because it's just this company's. Why don't you buy an Alienware instead of a Dell laptop then? They're both the same companies, but that has the Alienware logo to it. Unbelievable. So are you gonna buy an Xbox toilet? If Xbox releases a Pacific toilet seat, you're gonna put their toilet right in your bathroom and be like, yeah, I got an Xbox toilet. I mean, the fridge makes a little sense with the cooling system, but seriously, an Xbox toilet, fans are crazy. Like, there was a video of, I don't know if anybody's seen Cars and Waters, but this guy, you know, does stuff with like a hot metal ball, and he had a bucket that he used for like 3 years or something, and somehow he sold that bucket that was like only for like, I don't know, $15. He sold that for like $40,000 or something like that. This used bucket, and fans literally bought this bucket. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, fans literally bought the bucket for like over so amount of price that this is. Like, wow. Okay. People are always crazy. I have no clue what that means. Chicken with bathwater? Hmm. Somebody has a weird fetish going on, I think, with the water issue. She was selling bathwater? Hey guys, I got this bathwater from this user. It's the most priciest thing I've ever gotten from water in history. It's $1 million water. I'll be keeping this on my shelf for the next couple of years. freaking search their stupid name. Microsoft is just making it a less bloated Windows branch. Yeah, that will be the first time I've ever seen Microsoft probably do that, if anything. Because you know how much crap there is for Windows 11? There's so much stuff that needs internet access is just bonkers. Like, you try and turn off this and this, and it still needs this and this, and it still needs this and this. Like, every freaking thing needs information about this and this, and it needs internet access. Oh, Steam OS is still a work in progress. Like, Steam seriously still has a huge amount of problems with their crap. Like, they can't even get their own remote play system to work correctly. Oh my gosh. I had so much amount of issues with their remote play system too, and it's just like, oh. But, oh my gosh. I can't. You got me stuck on the freaking water now, dude. I can't get that out of my head. I got bath water, a cup of bath water from this user now. And it's like, oh yeah, $1 million bath water. It's like, what? I can't imagine telling your friends that. Your friends come over and you show off this, and they're just like, I think this guy went psycho. It's bath water. If she took a bath in it, it probably has her crap in it. Or even the shower. Because, you stand in a bathtub when you take a shower, and it just drips onto the floor. And then when you fill up the bathtub, then all the crap that dripped on the floor is now in the water. Sometimes I question humanity. Like, I mean, sure, you want to go out and buy this and this, like the Switch 2, for instance, the hype is just not there, but like, you want to go out and buy it for, 500 bucks, cool. Although I don't really think there's going to be any bonus to it because there's no great lineup of games to it. The performance hasn't been tested, and there's not really anything that's really pushing the console to its edge for any lineup games, and it's just like, yeah, it's cool, but it's just like the new 3DS. It's like you got a new version of the Switch that's just slightly better in performance, but everything else is the exact same. It hurts. But the only game that I would ever be interested that will come out is I'm waiting for Metroid Prime. If it's gonna be good. If they whack it off, it's gonna be a huge hit for a lot of people. Because I know Metroid Prime is like the most jacked game for Nintendo. And if they screw that up, boy, they're gonna really have a lot of fans really ripping their faces in. What is it? What Zelda game? Is it Teardrop something? If it's Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2, I don't think that's really anything to be hyped about because the Breath of the Wild was actually built for the Wii U, and then it was slightly upgraded to the Switch because the Switch actually came out when Breath of the Wild came out, and the Breath of the Wild came out when the Switch came out, and the Wii U was basically being discontinued. I think it was the last game for the Wii U. Yeah, humble dude, it's basically just more performance. Like, I don't know, maybe 25 to maybe 40% more performance than the Switch. But they didn't change anything besides, well, making it higher resolution 4K at 60 hertz or full HD at 120 hertz ability when plugged in. But other than that, yeah. Yeah, Tears of Kingdom Breath of the Wild both using new Zelda notes. So you get bonus for using emojis. Oh my gosh, the stupid little freaking statue things. Wow. I always thought that was a bullcrap idea. My power up ability. Boop. There we go. Like, what the freak? Like, I need to spend 20 bucks on this little kind of statue. Well, that's actually pretty cool. I'd buy it for like quarter price of that actual statue figure. But then you get to, well, I guess I don't think they can technically hack that ability. Although that would be a big security issue if they actually were able to do that. That's actually a pretty decent deal. 25 bucks for a decent amount of Mobi information versus one freaking statue that's 60 bucks. Oh my gosh. But yeah. But in most cases, yeah, I'm still surprised that Microsoft is keeping up with their Xbox console system because, again, like I said, they're a PC company. They make Windows. So it's still shocking to this day that Microsoft became a home console theater ability, and then just now moving Screwball back into the PC world again. So it's like, what's the point of why you guys even came to the console world battle when you guys already with theoretically PC stuff before? Should have just made a Halo. I mean, you should have just kept Halo with PC. I mean, Halo 1 was with Xbox, the one official Xbox console before, but then they made it for PC. It's like, sure, just kept it for PC. Duh. Actually, no. They were actually half the performance of what PC were. But I guess everybody loved the lineup because the Nintendo 64 was the most amazing console out there. What are my options on the Switch 2? Pass. I've waited 7+ years for a decent game to come out on the normal Switch, and they still haven't made anything special. Like, there's nothing that really, actually tests the limitations of the console. There's nothing really actually utilizing everything that the console has. And there's nothing really actually good. Like, for instance, the Wii U actually had a lot of lineup start games that actually utilized a lot of the potential of the actual console on the first day. But the Switch, So the Switch 2, if you want to get it, fine, go ahead. But I don't see any real games that are actually, worthy in a sense, at least from my opinion. So I just wait. If you're looking for a game to actually get for the Switch 2, wait until Metroid Prime 4 comes out. That'll be a game worthy to get with the console. Nintendo is actually a pretty decent company. The only thing I think is pretty bad is the new president. Because our last president, before the Switch came out in general, not the Switch 2, was actually the one that made the Wii U. And he was actually the one that also made the Wii console. And those were the ultimate greatness of consoles. They changed the universe in performance. And they made what we have for virtual reality. Like PlayStation and Xbox tried to make motion control systems, but failed miserably. And yeah, Xbox, for instance, miserably failed with the Kinect system. PlayStation really never got into the concept fully with their Move system. Then they went with the PS V virtual headset to try to incorporate the Move, which was somewhat okay, but not as great. But still, um, the real consoles that actually made VR today is the Nintendo Wii and the Wii U. And if we still had that president back then with making an actual new console and then instead of the Switch, we would actually have a pretty decent console that would probably be more mind-blowing than we have now. It's sad that the president for the Wii and the Wii U died, and whatever president we have now for the Nintendo system is just stupid as beans. Because he was trying to get more better with more performance and flexibility for the Wii system, and he made the Wii U, which was more for HD, high processability with low power and more decent games and kind of a dual screen ability, and still have all the move systems. But then he died after like 2 years before we had the new console come out. Have I heard the Pocket World of Pie World? Yeah, the crappy game that is a knockoff of Pokemon. I've seen it go around. It's stupid. I'm pretty sure if Nintendo released an actual game similar to that, that would actually be an actual MMO style playability for Pokemon, would probably blow away everybody's minds. Um, Pal World is basically a ripoff by far because they are trying to make it like an MMO style Pokemon game, and it has the most ugliest Pokemon fake mons out there. Like, let's just put fat mons out there in a sense. It's a survival crafting game. Oh, nice. Okay. So it's basically like Crap Zelda. Not Crap Zelda. Breath of Wild Zelda, in a sense. I'm still shocked that Breath of Wild has crafting materials and crap like that because, like, Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time never had this kind of concept of crap. Pocket monsters back in the 70s. You want to know what is a ripoff of Pokemon? Digimon. So if you want to talk about ripoffs, look at Digimon. Yeah. So I think we're pretty much done on the fake who ripped off who. Everybody loves Digimon, but yeah, Digimon is a ripoff of Pokemon. It even says on the word Digimon, Pokemon. I'm pretty sure there was a lawsuit with Digimon back in the day, but nobody really knew about it because social media was not like. Doom Eternal and stuff is just, in my opinion, it's just obnoxiously stupid. I don't really care about Doom because it's basically a simplistic game that is just overhyped in the graphics department. It's like the most simplest game of shooter ability whatsoever with obnoxious, uh, easy characters to kill, but just, you know, thrown into the hard mode ability with most basic things. And the graphics are, amazing, but you're making the most simplest games out there. Like Doom is the most simplest game out there. It's just a shooter game that basically kill hell monsters and whatnot, and that's it. That's how simple it is. But they obnoxiously make it like it's super cool because of the graphics and the killing mechanic and whatnot, but it's just like it's nothing special. Well, that was normal. That was the old school Doom. New school actually uses freaking controllers nowadays. No, I can literally say Doom is basically the most simplest game ever. Because it is. It's not like any kind of game like Halo or Metroid Prime where it actually has an actual story to it. This game just is basically just literally a death kill game. You go around, you kill monsters, you try and look cool, you kill monsters, you go past level, kill monsters, do this, kill monsters, do that, kill monsters. No, humble dude. They should actually have a story and an actual plot and an actual ability to it. In comparison, let's okay, it's not an actual handheld. It's a Windows tablet. Unknown Mimi guy, whatever your free name is. I don't know why you made that for YouTube, dude. Are you a troll account or something like that? Because your name is just like completely out there. But no, if you want to talk about a game that actually made real story, real play, and real actual depth, go look at Ocarina of Time from Zelda. That game is gold. A lot of N64 games are the golden era games. You can go back and play the 64 games, and you'll literally be like, why aren't these games made for modern times? Like, seriously, all these games are literally like, they have great plot, they have great story, they have great gameplay, they have great mechanics. Everything about an N64 game is literally the bomb. You'll be amazed that any game you play on the 64 is literally going to be like, hands down, far superior than any game that you play nowadays. By far. Um, SteamOS is big picture mode, dude. There you go. You got SteamOS. That one with the boat. There was never a Wii U game. It was only made for GameCube. And theoretically, the one that was made for the Wii system was actually Twilight Princess, but it was actually technically the upgrade version of the GameCube version. So Twilight Princess is actually from um, GameCube and Wii. And if you're talking about the new one that's for like HD, the new HD remake, not the Twilight Princess HD remake, but the one that supposedly is on the Wii U, I think is actually, I don't know if it's actually on the Wii U. I don't think it is. But the one with the boat is actually Wind Waker. And that's the actual game design that is actually made for Breath of the Wild and most other newer games. Stupid. It does have for the Wind. It does have for the Wii U. Did they actually release a freaking remake of the Wind Waker for the Wii U? That's interesting. I didn't see that. I saw Twilight for it, but not Wind Waker. I had Wind Waker back then, but it was like not really too interesting. The obnoxious boat riding issue thing was just too bonkers. It felt more obnoxious than having to go around places in Metroid Prime. Mm. Steam Machine 2. They're coming out with another freaking little tiny square box now. Oh gosh. That reminds me of the Steam TV. Or who remembers the freaking PS Vita TV? Like, oh, we made the PS Vita. No, wait, now we have the PS Vita TV. That's a little box and you connect it to the HDMI port with a PlayStation 3 controller. Sony failed on the Vita so bad it hurts. Yeah, it's called Windows. It's probably as big as the Xbox X series. Yeah, definitely. Also, I hope the next Xbox is running the same OS. I won't have to buy a separate PC for my living room. Yeah, that's gonna go well. Dude, the last good Zelda game was Twilight Princess. Hands down, because it didn't have the crap graphics as Wind Waker does. Like, Wind Waker was made for a kiddie kind of style Zelda game, not like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. But then they decided to make it for, the graphics for all the other games, and it's just like, you just completely destroyed a Zelda game. And why is there crafting mechanics and everything in a freaking Zelda game? Like, never in history I've seen any kind of Zelda game actually have crafting. Like, why would crafting even be a thing in a Zelda game? You just basically made it into an MMO now. Like, that's obnoxious. Steam Control 2 is real? Oh boy. I gotta see this crap. Steam Control 2. What the freak? Oh boy, they actually use physical, no, wait, no, that's not it. Tears of the Kingdom was fun. Building hover bikes and tanks. Yeah, that's what I never got about the entire Zelda futuristic thing, is how they took the concept of modernization to magical ability and they just combined it into one. Like, now we have somehow tanks and aircrafts and bikes and mechanics and machines that all run on some kind of magical fusion energy ability, but they look like normal modern day equipment. Like, okay. Steam community. Uh, Eurogamer. I don't see any new mention of the Steam 2, like, actual picture. All I see is rumors, 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 rumors. Is there any actual proof? Dude, the touchpad system on the freaking Steam systems were like Google Steam Controller 2 leak. So they're designing off the failed Steam Deck? Wow. Good luck with that. That's gonna be obnoxious for your thumbs. This fan picture is just hilarious. It looks like, it literally looks like a face. Like, there's another picture on the side of the image that have like literally eyeballs and like blushness on the bottom. It's stupid. Actually, Microsoft has already confirmed that they made the most recent X series and X, the X series S and X console controllers is already, they already have the new versions on their systems nowadays. Um, I think it had Bluetooth 3 point, I mean 5.3, or was it 5.4? I believe it was. Version 4 for their controllers, which is obnoxious. Xbox controller. Haven't seen the new. Honestly, I won't be getting the ROG. Already have a Steam Deck OLE. I'm happy with it. Yeah, cool. Wireless controller version 4. Haven't seen the new Atari handheld. Why my images? Oh. Give me a second. I'm trying to look at the freaking crap that they're. They don't mention they upgrade their freaking thing, but they said that they were going to upgrade their freaking Xbox controllers to version 4, which are going to be slightly smaller and have a better Bluetooth connectivity system. Because the normal version 3 Xbox controllers only have Bluetooth 4.1 compared to version 4, which has Bluetooth 5.3. Atari Game Station Go. Line. So AB XY looks like it's using Xbox button layouts and it's cute. Why is everything cute for everybody? It has L2 and L1? What the frick? Does it have a full number-pad? It literally has a full number-pad. What the freak? Under the XAB system. This looks like some ripoff of a Steam Deck that's just for the emulators. Yeah, it totally looks like a freaking... Oh, it only has one joystick. Which one do I like the most, Steam Deck or Switch 2? Oh, I don't know. Which one do I go for? A simplistic Android game device ability that plays only Nintendo games, or a Steam Deck that I can flush into a PC? Technically, I would do Steam Deck, since I can control that into a PC. You can download Windows 11 on it as an OS system. But will I actually do that if I can just, have an actual standard netbook style portable tablet for PC ability? Maybe not so powerful, but I don't know. It's a hit and miss. I got a pretty decent amount of power right here, even though it doesn't play crazy PC games and whatnot. Yeah. Are those two joysticks on the side? Freak. Yeah, that's because it's an optional access. It's optional download. I wouldn't really buy either because, again, a PC works in a sense. You can buy a cheap desktop PC for way more performance than a Steam Deck. And even though it's not portable, it still plays better. And if I wanted to get a Switch, well, I wouldn't really get a Switch because there's no game lineup that they have available, that they have any plans to actually utilize the system to its potential. And there's no special games that are actually interesting for me. So I'm just gonna stick with this. This is a 3DS. And surprisingly, I bought a crap load of games for this, even though I really only bought it for the network. Back then, I was only interested in DS Lite when it came out because it had the little internet cartridge. It was my first portable internet browser thing back then. And that went with DSi and got some DSi games. It was a cool console. But somehow the 3DS took me by catch because the 3DS actually has like kind of a N64 feel to it. Like the entire play style, the graphics, effects, and everything have that old N60 feel play, and it's really great. And somehow I bought a lot of games for it, even though I was just like, Netflix, internet browser, video watching. Even though I can theoretically do that with a phone. Phones weren't that crazy back then, but nowadays they are. So, still a great console. Even nowadays, breaks the banks, breaks the bank of playing that more than a Switch. And I'd rather play my Wii U, which I have Zombie U and such forth, than a Switch. Because still, the game lineup for the Wii U is really great. And yes, I still have my Wii U console. And joysticks still work correctly. I don't know how people manage to have their joysticks all screwed up, but that's a that's a renewed Wii U console too. And joysticks are fine. They work great. And I don't bash them to the living flip, but I also think that the Wii U the controller Pro is probably the best controller ever because both of the joysticks on the top are the ultimate resting position for your thumbs. Instead of having to go like this for like PlayStation, your thumbs are like this, or like this for the Xbox. So you get nice resting position of your thumbs, and you get full utilization of all the turning radius. Instead of having to like do some crazy like fiasco. Like, PlayStation, you have to have your thumbs like this, and your hands kind of like wing style like this. Even when you're trying to do it like this, your thumbs down, it's like ah. Yeah, the Wii was awesome, and I was hoping for a very decent upgrade or better console than the Wii U, but the Switch came out because the company went completely stupid because the owner that actually made the Wii and the Wii U systems died. The president that designed the entire Wii U concept, I mean the Wii system concept, for the motion controls and everything, died. And so the new president remade its console and basically went a complete route, and it's lame. So we would have had a lot more better games, a lot more better potential if that guy didn't die. And a lot more graphical games too than all these kind of kiddie-like games. Cool games, but not most fantastic. I would love to see a lot more real games that are like Zombie U or something that's graphical, decent, pushes the system to its edge, and gives it all its traits of, utilizing the actual potential of the console instead of just like, yeah, we'll play like any other console. That you just sit down and fill with joysticks. Another thing I also don't like is that the virtual console for the Switch system, especially for Wii games, is because instead of actually using the point system as the Wii console used to use with the sensor, guess what they use for having to play Wii games with your little uh, figurine, well, not figurines, but your controller. They use the gyroscope system, and it's not great. Like, compared to point accuracy, it's not great. And I also noticed, um, Bud has it, and the Virtual Console for the 64, the Mario 64, the joysticks for moving around are obnoxiously fast. I have the same Virtual Console game on the Wii U, and it moves normal. But the Switch is like, you try and move up, you just barely move up, it's like, it's like, whoa, why am I running so fast? Just by a little tap. But on the Wii U console, it's like, like, wow. Oh wow, it sold so many consoles in so much time. That's because people don't really have any clue what they're buying. It's just a hype train dealio. It's like I don't mean to be rude. It's like those people. It's like that concept where one person jumps off a cliff because it's cool, another person jumps off the cliff because it's cool. It's the same dealio. It's everybody's following the coolness, but it's really like, what's there to it? It's the same thing with this Xbox Out. It's like there's really nothing to it. It's it's the same concept as the new 3DS. It's like, whoa, okay, cool. I didn't think everybody would be buying out. Fanboys. I don't know how much of a fanboy people are because that must be super obnoxious. Fanboys. I mean, I like Nintendo. I guess I theoretically would be a fanboy. Maybe not. I mean, I have a lot of Nintendo consoles. I still have my original 64 that's in storage. And I actually have an old VCR, literally an old VCR, that has the yellow and white and red connections. And to connect that to modern monitors or TVs, you actually use the antenna port to connect it instead of connecting it to the TV itself, and it actually looks mwah, just like the standard durability. It doesn't have all the stupid uh, smush, bad resolution, pixelation, and all that stuff. It looks nice when you do it from the antenna port, and it plays very smooth. And wow, it's nice. Uh, I don't know. Nintendo's just been kind of for the last 7 years. But what also makes me still like kind of itching my head about this, about people still buying it, is because before the console was even released, or I think pre-order something like that, people were raging about how the console was going to be shut down remotely if they started modifying it, and people were pissed off at this. But then they're still buying the console. 3 million console pre-orders and bought, and just like that, and you still bought, even though you hated this concept and that concept and this ability. Okay, cool. Makes no sense, but you do you, I guess. Just like the same people are doing this, where they're buying the X Alloy. And I said alloy instead of ally. Hilarious. It blows my mind because none of this makes sense. $80 for a game. I mean, if it's a decent game, maybe. Well, because a lot of people do hack consoles. Like literally, like a couple days after the Wii U came out, somebody bragged about how they hacked the console. And there's been actual people on like Call of Duty Black Ops, like uh, not Black Ops. I don't know about Black Ops 2, but on Black Ops 1, there were literally people like having like forever ammo, something like that, all weapons and shit like that, and whatnot on the Wii console. I was like, cool. I don't. Yeah, the then N64 cartridges were expensive. Mm, well, yeah, that was with any console. I mean, you're buying the game. You're literally buying the game. But nowadays, you're buying a piece of plastic that you digital download. So whatever. But everything's going digital in a sense. So now you're just buying a piece of plastic for literally nothing. So yeah, it's the concept of that is just a little obnoxious. But the online subscription thing for NES and other games and whatnot, is Virtual Console better than emulators? Yes, because obvious reasons. You're actually knowing that you're getting the actual dedicated game. It's not hacked or slightly modified in some kind of sense, or it's not going to be compatible to run of this, and this, and whatnot. It's actually run. Like, in comparison to, like, the 3DS, uh, Metroid Prime, I mean, not Metroid Prime, but Metroid Fusion compared to the GBA Metroid Fusion, you get pretty much identical performance. And there's not going to be glitches or other problems that are going to have any issues like a normal emulator would because it's trying to steal the coding and try and put it onto a device that's not compatible for this. Like the virtual consoles are actually compatible because they're actually built for the code system of that device. Um, didn't you just say the virtual console online subscription is on the Switch, dude? Like literally 2 seconds ago. Oh yeah, you hate that because of that reason. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's the obnoxious thing about the entire switchability. When I heard about that, I was like, okay. So you're going with the PlayStation and Xbox route with the Game Pass or the game membership, gold membership, and the PlayStation Plus crap? Nice. I mean, if you can get them for free, then it's worthy. But if you have to buy them while you're having to use the subscription, then it's kind of stupid. But to get the actual game without it having any problems and issues, it's a bit worth it. Compared to emulators, you're definitely having an upper advantage there because, like I say again, you're having more dedicated performance and less likelihood of any issues on the actual virtual console than you do with an emulator system that's on a non-compatible device with other issues because of the compatibility with the emulator system you got or with the game itself of the rippage and jazz like that. Because not all emulators are the same, not all the ripped games are the same, jazz like that. So you have issues across different boats on that issue area. Compared to Virtual Console, that is coded correctly for the individual console, and it plays just as well, except for 4 on the Switch. That I did find a huge issue with the walking ability being dramatically fast compared to on the Wii U console that is normal. So the Switch on Mario 64 is like compared to, and that's just barely going up. So it has no directional uh, motion ability in a sense. You just barely tap up and you're just like compared to the Wii U that you just barely tap up and it's like I'm not sure about the other games, but yeah. Maybe it's an issue with that and they probably update. I don't know. But I don't have a Switch. And buddy, I haven't tried my buddies before. Again, because I don't deal with the Switch. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people would technically be looking forward to is not even a new Xbox. It's actually Sony. Because they are the only ones that actually are really the top dogs right now for a console-based system. I would say Sony would be taking the lead in most of the console war uh, fiasco. Because not only do they have the most powerful console dedicated device, but they also have the most ability of being an actual dedicated console. Compared to Xbox is trying to veer out into other territories versus just being a console. Like when they were talking about the Xbox One consoles, they were like for TV, cable box, and all the other crap, and completely different UI system that was basically based on the Windows 10 UI system. It was just like, is that even a console anymore? It's like you're just using Windows now. So, if anything, a new console would probably be from Sony that everybody will probably literally jumping out of their seats for. And I don't know about hype train or fake hype fanboy thing, jazz like that, but if they have decent lineup ability for it, it'd probably be something a lot of people literally buy out. Far more superior than even the Switch. But yeah, I'm still shocked about the Switch 2 being bought out so fast like that. Like 3,000 units. Not even other consoles back in the older times bought out that much, and because people really didn't have a crazy obnoxious of people just buying a console for no reason. They bought it based on if it's actually gonna be worthy of an actual adversary to get. So that's why a lot of consoles weren't actually bought out straight off the bat for no flipping reason. So that's why they didn't sell as much back in the days, is because people didn't really just buy them off a whim like they do nowadays. Same thing for this. People are buying the X Ally because it's rumored with the Xbox. I still don't get how it runs locally when it says from the cloud, but okay. Unless it somehow saves it to a device from inside of your house and remotes it, I don't know. I'm still a little far-fetched on that, maybe guy. And Vanish. I don't know about the Desperate for Money Act. I'm just as shocked as you about how they're raising the price to $80 for most of their games. Even though their games aren't as like, that I want to get. It's like, I think they're just raising it because they can know that they can just, have people buy it even though it's just, eh. I mean, they already had people literally flock by the Switch 2 without much real information about the Switch 2, besides it's a slight upgrade of the Switch, and their game lineup is just pathetic. So if they had people literally flocking to the Switch 2 like that, then they probably know they can just, in a sense, scam people. So it works in a sense. And if they get money, then whatever. I guess they're desperate for that. But the people that actually know and actually have this guy going to work aren't going crazy for it. Or should I say, give me the box. Because literally, I think back in like PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, there were literally people killing each other for the consoles. People literally shot people for these consoles. And it's still mind blowing. Like, whoa, what is the deal with that? Like, you guys are wacko. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not fantastic with the Ally. Biggest thing is that it doesn't have as much power. You can buy a laptop for way better. And I don't like the concept of the entire controller on the side. It feels like you're trying to hold a like what's those rollout scrolls? It's like you're trying to open a scroll and look at it. You have like this freaking huge thing you're having trying to hold, and you're like, and here's the better thing. Does it have gyroscopics? Because a lot of people have been looking at gyroscopic games nowadays. So they want this guy instead of a big freaking, thing tablet that kind of like drive like a freaking semi truck. because gyroscopics have been like the big thing for a lot of users most time, especially playing on Xbox games and PlayStation games and Steam games. Gyroscopics have been a big hit with those. So having a tablet that big, so forth, and trying to do gyroscopic games is like you might as well just get a virtual reality headset and get the little controllers and go. Because the price of it was obnoxious. I don't know how many times I've said that, but it's just too much for such a little amount. Uh, I would have something I can actually use. Especially nowadays, since food is actually getting pretty pricey too. But yeah, 70 bananas is actually probably more worth it. I don't know about 10 bucks though. You can actually get more than 70 bananas for 10 bucks. I mean, what is the welcome tour? The welcome tour is just like the PlayStation 4, where it just basically walks you over the basic controls with tiny little mini games. And it's like not even that great. Xbox branded PC. I bet that's next. Yeah, that's very highly likely. And then people will rave about that, like, oh god, it's the new console. It's like most people are just going with PCs nowadays, anyways. It's like, oh hey, we got a lot of virtual reality. Oh, you know what? That's probably another thing that's probably gonna be a add-on for the Ally. I bet you that's probably gonna be something a lot of people want to put on the Ally. Virtual reality. I can probably guarantee that is going to be something that a lot of people will beg for the Ally to have for the Xbox. Virtual reality compatibility. Although I bet the fan on that system is going to be obnoxious. Because it's going to be a little tiny fan about that big. Bet about that big. And it's going to try and have to blow out so much exhaust from a little tiny port that's that big. Man, make sure you get some earplugs, guys. I bet it's probably going to be super obnoxious to play on a train and bus. Yeah, I'm gaming! I didn't know you had a mole in your pocket, dude. Are you squeezing some kind of critter? Because all I hear is a little wee. It's already bad enough we have laptops doing that. Now we're expecting to have these little supposed handheld PCs doing the same thing, or worse. It's like I can imagine somebody playing that, and all they have these huge earmuffs going on. They're like, yeah, 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 and all you hear from when you're saying like the next seat over or something across to them, you just hear. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt the video would be locked behind the online. Considering the fact that you need to buy the optional webcam adapter because they don't have a built-in video camera on the screen itself. Although I'm still kind of like itching my head like why that even would be a feature considering the fact that the Switch was initially having their uh, parental control system and whatnot all from like your online chat system was actually based on your phone and not on the Switch console itself. So if you wanted to chat with all of your friends and whatnot, you had to be on your phone. So now they put back on the console. Like, okay. I thought that was the point of removing it from all little kids raging on online games. Now we're gonna have videos of little kids like in their diapers playing on the game, raging little 2-year-olds. Oh man, that just made the baddest picture in my head. Wow, that's obnoxious. But yeah, I, I, I just had the baddest picture of I'm playing Mario Kart or something, and somehow I have a picture of a little 2-year-old in just his diaper playing the game, and his parents are like not even home. And it's like, you guys are beep 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 beep. Like, where's the mute function? Boop. That kid was in his diaper still. And he's cussing like he's freaking a 4-year-old? Holy moly! I don't know. I know the normal price for this, the alloy. I mean, the Xbox alloys are like 1,000 to. No wait. I think if you get the basic, which is not really that great. Let me see. Blah 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 blah. Xbox, ROG Ally console. I don't know why they call it fucking console. Oh my gosh, Cookie Saints. The Extreme or the Z1. So the normal one is no longer available. The X is $650. Let's see. What the flip? Why'd my finger say? Doesn't say the freaking price. That's not US. Highly doubtful. Still doesn't say prices. But you know they're gonna milk people for this crap. Because they're saying holidays of 2025. Definitely hard milk. At least their side hand grips are better than the normal Ally. Because from what I heard about the normal Ally is unlike the Steam Deck, the normal Ally is technically used as if you hold it and you put your hands on your desk and you just hold it like that. That's technically how it's supposed to be handled. But this looks more like it's actually has some actual side grips on Xbox Ally. So maybe that's a little benefit. The port selection on the Alloy Xbox is actually pretty decent looking. Has a USB 4 Type C with DisplayPort 2.1 and power delivery 3.0, Thunderbolt 4 compatible, one USB 3.2 Gen 2 with Type C with DisplayPort 2.1, power delivery. So both USB-C ports are Display 2.1s, and one port is a Thunderbolt 4 theoretically USB port, which means you can have a huge amount of other displays. Like Thunderbolt supports like 4 displays at once, so you can have a crap load amount of displays for this little tiny thing. And then you have a micro USB 2 hardware system that supports also SD 1. Has Wi-Fi 6E 2x2, Bluetooth 5.1, 7-inch display, which is 1080p at 120 hertz frame rate with FreeSync. Memory is pretty crazy, 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5X at 8,000 megahertz. 1 terabyte SSD, 2280 SSD, So it's a long SSD. It's not one of those short, tiny, little jacky SSD uh, cards. But again, what's the freaking price? Let me see. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty cool. Actually, no. Did I see? I'm yawning now. Oh my gosh. Um. Hmm. This looks more of a little bricky. Chunky boy though, which is good, especially for the performance that it should be taking. Um, okay, so it's imaging. And does it have dual fans? If it does, then that's actually better. Has weird button clicks on the backside, which is interesting. Oh, now that's a little obnoxious, but also cool. Um, has removable grips. Hmm. So this actually is promising looking. Not only is removable grips are a great addition to make it less less obnoxious, but it can be an actual powerhouse for a tablet PC. There's a lot of funky buttons and whatnot on the grips, but seems pretty interesting. Ooh, the grip actually has an on-off button on one of them. Well, that's actually pretty interesting. The little stands. I wonder if they have mouse functions on the bottom of them. Be hilarious. 8.8 Quad HD display That's 2K. Wow. Expandability, multi modes. Yeah, the battery is not as great. Tech features. Wow, that's all I get in tech specs. Oh, here we go. Graphics is Intel, AMD graphics, yeah, blah blah blah. Z1 Extreme processor, Quad HD, touchscreen IPS, decent. Wireless is good. Bluetooth is old. Xbox Game Pass 3 months. Let's go with this one. Go. Oh, this is the same one. Where's the other one? Go to. Oh, it's rumored about the Go to. Ah. Offering performance boost, OLED, 8.8-inch OLED with 144 Hz, and VRR support, promising fiber individuals. Increased RAM, the Go2 is likely to have potential up to 32 gigabytes of RAM and storage up to 2 terabytes. Large battery up to 74. Addressing concerns of the normal. Economical design is more rounded, controller edge, and overall improvements. More comfortable gamer experience. Planning to redesign Legion Space software to unify all Legion devices and provide a more streamlined experience. 2 is currently only in prototypes. Pricing specifics are blah 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 still to announce. That's actually looking promising. I would say this is actually probably a bad to the bone version over the Xbox. Because the concept of being able to take off the controller sides and just have a tablet, I would say is far more superior than having integrated handles. Because that makes a huge amount of difference from portability wise. Because, I mean, everybody likes to have gaming consoles and all that stuff with controllers, but having them built into, your little tablet is kind of like a little obnoxious, especially when you want your handheld gaming experience more like a console ability than having it look like you're holding a scroll in a sense. So being able to just whoop, and just put those away and use a standard controller is a huge plus. And if they make more fan ability for this, well, see, Legion Lambdo is actually Motorola, so they're the same company, and it's unlikely that Legion, aka Motorola, is actually gonna make it different. Especially since it's rumored to be using a redesigned Legion Space software to unify all Legion devices. it's likely going to be just Windows with their own dedicated software. Unless that's what the Legion uh, Go was already. Yeah, the Legion Go was already a Windows version. So I don't think I have Steam OS because it seems like the Extreme version, or supposed the Legion Go S, was like $100 more. I can't see what was the core difference between that. Said the Steam OS version of the Z2 Go paired with Steam OS can achieve similar or slightly better frame rates than the Z1 Extreme under certain low power conditions. That's not really that much of a difference. Performance wise, says everything is more better in the Z1 than the Z2 Go. So charging more for just the Steam OS is probably the main difference they're going for. So it kind of seems like a ripoff in a sense. Because Steam still hasn't utilized all their game potentials. So it's kind of a rough neck there. So I won't really count on it actually being with Steam OS as a dedicated OS system. But as a Windows performance system, that looks pretty bad to the bone. And if they still keep with the concept of, removing the side handles instead of actually being glued to the console, glued to the tablet, yeah, that would actually be freaking amazing. I would say that would actually be a more potential buy. Buy the Xbox Ally. The bigger cases will also thermals more better because going smaller and thinner is actually better and lighter weight. But we already have problems with these guys having issues with thermal issues, and we already know that having laptops with more thinner designs with more powerful stuff is already becoming a problem because fans can only throw out much heat. So you need more fan speed to throw out similar amount of speed, similar amount of heat in a thinner case. So going thicker, it's not really a bad thing. And if this actually keeps with thickness to it, then it actually might have some potential compared to a Zeus. Even though such, this will probably have a better potential point of interest. At least for me. I know everybody else is probably gonna have a different opinion because obviously Xbox and all that stuff. And rave and craze and whatever you want to talk about that. Is it better than ROG? It is better than those looking for a home game console me though. And the ROG is better for those for portable emulator device. I would say it's better portable ability, especially with the tablet's removability. That way you don't have to bring two obnoxious controllers with you. They have crazy amount of buttons. You could just bring an Xbox and tablet and boom. You have the simplistic of a controller, you have the simplistic of just a touchscreen tablet, and there you go. In a theoretical sense, you have the NVIDIA Shield. Works both ways there. Instead of having something that's got some arm, some elbows. Ah. Lamdo's always been pretty decent in some of their gaming style ability, though. Especially with their gaming phone. Their, what is the first Legion phone? It was a bit bulky. And even though YouTuber Jerry Rig, I think, did a video how it breaks so easily if sat on, it actually had a lot of thickness to it. And the active cooling system to it had a lot of potential to the entire phone ability. But who knows? Everybody likes thin weight. So, whatever. And I can't believe I talked about this for 2 hours when I was only going to make like a 20-minute video. But hey, what do you guys think? Oof. Hair flying in my face. How are you guys? I don't know. Everybody's probably just looking back in the video now, rambling. Gotta itch my shoulder. And no, I'm not itching at my camera. I'm itching at my desk. And if you don't know, this is a bunk bed. Has a little computer desk below it, which is very cool. It's really nice. But Windows PC ability compared to an actual OS that's somewhat made, I would say is a lot better than like the Steam OS system ability. Because even though they have some optimization, some games and whatnot, and jazz for this and this, Windows is far more superior, and you can literally run anything. So that's why if you get a ROG Alloy X or something like that, might as well just get a freaking laptop, because you'll have more potential for all that stuff, and you'll play VR just like that. Or you can get the Legion, as it says it is VR compatible. Either that, or you can just tape your phone to your face and call it VR with your eyes going like this. Probably just made a bunch of people puke and like, oh, oh. Hold your stuff, guys. Hold your pants up. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this, and I'm gonna go blow up some people on PlanSide now. So if you want to keep watching that, I will be streaming in probably, I don't know. How well is my phone actually handling for heat? It's actually doing very well compared to my other phone that somehow overheated like crazy. Cool. So I'll probably stream PlanetSide 2 in like 20 minutes or something like that. So if you're interested in watching that, that will be soon. So, peace.